I would like to take the opportunity to thank Twitter for the content of today's program. Welcome back, friends. Welcome back. Happy Monday. I hope you're all doing well. So I do dip into Twitter from time to time. I try not to spend too much time there because it can be a bit of a crap show. But I came across a story. And, you know, the reaction of said story was typical. People lashing out with all of the feels. But the story had to do with a gentleman who walked into a bike shop. And if you just read the headline, the feeling that you got was that the gentleman was refused a bicycle because he was too heavy. That's what the headline led you to believe. But I didn't stop at just the headline, oh no. I read the story, and, you know, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that one person was right and the other person was wrong because I wasn't there. But I have been in similar situations, and that's what I want to talk to you about today. Because, you know, bikes have weight limits. And for most bike brands that I know of, the weight limit is 250 pounds, give or take. Maybe 275, maybe 225. It depends on the bike. But the fact of the matter is that the bikes are rated for that weight. And it's always a touchy situation. You don't ever want to, you know... It's a hard one to deal with. It's a hard thing to deal with for the person that's trying to buy the bike, and it's a hard thing for the person that's trying to sell the bike. My understanding of the situation that the story was written about was, you know, he was in Halifax, Nova Scotia, Canada. And my guess is their liability laws are different than ours. Apparently the store owner said he would sell them the bike, but he was going to have to sign a waiver. And the customer declined to do that. Now, who knows, you know, at what point this, you know, the interaction could have been at a point where there was just no saving it. Who knows? I was never so much worried about liability. To me, you've got someone that walks into the store that, you know, for whatever reason, their weight got away from them, and they were trying to do something about it, and that's good. My concern was always that at the end of the day, if the customer decided to buy the bike, that they had a good experience. I wrote about this, actually, a couple of years ago. Those customers generally, not always, but generally, in my experience, were always interested in bikes that were at the lower end of the price range. Generally, we're talking about entry-level bikes. So if you take a bike that's only got a 250-pound weight limit and you put somebody that's 300 pounds on it and it's the least expensive bike in the line, the chances of the customer not having a good experience, either immediately or 2 or 3 months down the line, you know, the chances are high. And the last thing that I wanted to do was take someone who was trying to improve their health by riding a bike and then having them get discouraged because a month later one of the wheels has come apart, you know, which is a that's the thing that is probably going to happen. Now, who's to blame? You know, the bike brands, the manufacturers, that they don't build a bike that'll handle more than 250 pounds. Maybe. A number of years ago, Trek's got a bike in their line, and I don't know if it's still in the line, but it was called the Shift. It had previously been the Navigator, and then it became the Shift. And it was what I would call a comfort bike. 26-inch wheels, 2-inch tires, really upright seating position. It was a really nice bike path bike. But like all of them, they had a 250-pound weight limit. Well, for about a year, or maybe 2, they did a bike called the Shift 4, because it was always, Shift 1, Shift 2, Shift 3, and they did a Shift 4. And the Shift 4, as memory serves, could handle 500 pounds is what's coming to mind, but it may have been 400. It was a lot. And it was a really nice bike. I mean, the wheels were solid. It had a bigger, beefier seat post. It was built for heavier people to go out and have a great time on a bike. And they weren't going to have to worry about it breaking down because of their weight. And you're saying to yourself, Chris, this sounds great. What's the problem? Well, the problem was it was, at the time, $600. And it took, we sold a few, but it took some doing, to get people up from, say, 350 to 6, and then, God forbid if they came in expecting $200 or $150, it took some work to get those, to get some people on those bikes. The good news is the people that bought them had a great experience. But the bike only lasted a year or two, and then Trek stopped doing it. Now, why did they stop doing it? Well, because they weren't selling them, I would imagine. And were they not selling them because customers weren't buying them, or did they not sell them because bike shops weren't buying them? I mean, these are things that I'll never know. But it's a tricky situation, and it's very easy to blame the bike shop owner or the employee for quote-unquote discriminating against overweight people, but it's never, like all things, it's never that simple. Yeah, that's my story for today. Give the video a thumbs up if you like the content. That does help a lot. Thanks for all the subscriptions. The channel is growing, and that makes me happy. Thanks for watching. Until next time, be nice, work hard, ride bikes, play music when you can. I'll talk to you soon.